Hi, and welcome back. Today is day 7 of Manifestiny. And yesterday we talked about our mindset and how it's so important to plant the seeds and nourish them and fertilize them and harvest them in the plantation of your mind. And that's just a great way to get started with purpose of mind and mission. But today is actually my favorite day because it's probably the hardest thing that we're going to talk about, but also the most worthwhile. So stick with me and please play full out today. All right. Purpose and personal mission. That's what we're going to talk about today because so many people I know struggle with this. And the truth is, we all struggle with this at one time or another. The hunt for purpose begins with our own personal truth and what it is that you want to do, what you're excited about, and what juices you. But how many of us actually live there at all the time? You might have moments when you're there, but most people they live in three different dimensions. The dimension of obligation, the dimension of reaction, and the dimension of autopilot. And you know this if you are waking up in the morning and you're basically dealing with things that are expected of you, or you're in a career because it's something that you always said you would do and you were expected to do, and that's where you got your degree. Um, or you're taking care of things that other people's needs and you're not honoring the things about yourself, you're living in obligation. If you're at the place where you're reacting, you're opening up your emails, you're reacting to your children, the needs of what everyone else needs so they can move their agenda forward. And we're all there. We've all done this. We all react to the world around us. But when you live there, it robs you of your personal mission, your personal, purpose in life, and your destiny. And then there's the third place, autopilot. And I am so guilty of this because I did this for so many years. The alarm clock goes up, you hit the bathroom, you get your coffee, you brush your teeth, you hop in the shower, and bam, you're in your car, you're in your office doing the same thing, exactly what's expected of you, and you're on that autopilot. And if you live in one of those three headsets, like we all do, I mean, this isn't an accusation because we're all there at some point or another, but you're probably not feeling really purposeful or in alignment with your mission and your purpose in life. And that's the thing that we really need to talk about today. Because if you want to get your manifestiny, this is something that needs to be dealt with in the here and now. If you're not living in alignment with who you are in your heart, in your soul, you know, the person that you're supposed to be, that person that when you go to sleep at night, um, you really feel that's your mission, that's your alignment, and maybe that's your disappointment because you're evading your personal truth or you're not honoring that part of yourself. You know, if you're not living your authentic self, you're never going to feel fulfilled or in alignment with your personal mission. So this is the point in time where we've got to choose to realign ourselves with those personal strengths, with the pride and fulfillment of where you're supposed to be in order to be achieving, the things that have meaning to you, the things that you're passionate about. It's really about reaching your full potential, and you've got to realign in order to do that. So ask yourself, what is authentic to you? What is that authentic self that you really want to step into? That person that you're capable of being in your best self, in your full potential self, but you've just not had the opportunity to do that because you're living in those three other realms, of reaction and autopilot and, just constantly being obligated to do things that you feel you're supposed to do. I mean, are you in that place? Are you in the career or the job or the relationship that you fell into 10 or 20 years ago? You know, are you still doing what you did when you graduated college and decided that that's who you had to be? Because We've got the most sophisticated piece of equipment that exists on planet Earth between our ears. Okay. And if you think that what you decided to do 10 or 20 years ago is where you're supposed to be now, you're doing a terrible disservice to yourself, your destiny, and the equipment that you is your God-given right, right? So think about that. Is your destiny who you decided to be 20 years ago, or have you been evolving for the last 20 years or 10 years, or maybe 5 years? Maybe it's 25 years. I don't know. But we all get stuck in these patterns. And then we put ourselves on autopilot and we keep doing, what we think we're supposed to be doing because that's what we set up for ourselves. And that's the bed we made 10 or 20 years ago. That's where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to do. I really encourage you to hold yourself accountable here because it is literally one of the hardest things that you'll ever have to do, but truthfully, one of the most fulfilling things that you can give yourself. Your authentic self and your life mission isn't something that you just wake up in and go, okay, I decided that 20 years ago and I'm just going to get to it today. No, it's something you pursue every single day. And believe me, if your dog can decide that it likes something different from the time it was one till the time it was two, you as the most sophisticated living thing on this planet can certainly decide to change what you're passionate about, what your mission is, and what your destiny looks like in the span of several decades. So tapping into who you really are is really about aligning yourself with that personal truth and mission. And you know what it is, and if you don't, like, then you're really not even close to living it. So take that time. I'm not saying be irresponsible to the things and the people that you love and the commitments you made, but I am saying be responsible and take responsibility for who you really are and honor it. It may be the most courageous thing you ever do, but I'm telling you, it will be the most worthwhile pursuit you ever have. Now, listen to that soul inside you that's screaming for change. I mean, you know who I'm talking about. You know that voice. We all do. And it's not about something that just happens overnight. It's about checking in every night and saying, am I aligned with who I want to be? Am I aligned with the mission that I'm really passionate about? Make a daily commitment to yourself to really embrace your authentic self, your authentic truth. And, there's an expression, to thine own self be true. Okay. You can put on the, act, you can show up, fake it till you make it, whatever it is. Maybe just being that person that you became 10 or 20 years ago, and you just keep showing up as that person again. Let me tell you, you don't have to. I know what that's like. That person where you've got to show up, be on your game. Um, you have to really catch all those balls. I was that person. I was that person on Wall Street. Yeah, getting up at 4 a.m, going to bed at midnight, getting 4 hours sleep, and basically getting to the office. I called myself a professional firefighter because any fire that was in existence was thrown onto my desk and I had to put it out. And I actually took pride in doing it. I was like, I'm the firefighter. I was stressed out. I was, you know, just feeling completely exhausted and overwhelmed every single day. But there was a part of me that it was feeding. I was like, well, I guess I can do this. They trust me. I'm capable. Yes, you are. But really listening to who you're supposed to be and realizing that the light that I once had for my personal destiny was dimming because I was allowing everyone else to steal what I was supposed to do. And I was soft serving myself. And that's my own expression when you're just handing yourself a bill of goods that doesn't serve you in the long term. Yeah, it might give you some short term personal satisfaction, but when you soft serve yourself, you're not living the person you're supposed to be. You're not stepping into your true identity and your true greatness. So today I'm asking you, daily commit to yourself. This isn't a one-time deal. We don't just wait till New Year's Eve and step into ourselves and go, this is who I'm going to be this year. No, it's really about realigning yourself, re-examining your decisions every single day. Yeah, and I give the example. I'm I've had a terrible back and neck my whole life. I've literally gone to every chiropractor and every kind of alternative therapy my whole life. But I will tell you, my alignment gets off and I've got to fix it. Whether it's getting on the floor and stretching for 40 minutes before I do a 10-mile run, or it's going to a chiropractor and having them put me back into alignment. Whatever it takes, I am never going to decide that I'm going to be a person who can't. I say if you can't, then you must. So I do what it takes to make sure I'm in alignment. But that's our physical body. Do you know how much more our brain is capable of than our physical body? Isn't it worth really going and saying, hey, I'm going to realign my thought process. I'm going to make sure that my personal mission today is in alignment with my destiny and who I really want to be. And I'm going to have the courage of my own convictions today. Don't put your brain on autopilot. Don't soft serve yourself. You are designed for incredible greatness. We all are. We have this ability and we end up hitting that autopilot button, hitting that, snooze button on our life and going into this place that isn't filling us up, isn't lighting us up, isn't making us feel fulfilled with pride and joyful. Okay? That can happen in a heartbeat. Uh, by just hitting that autopilot and not really being in tune with who you are. Life can happen for you. It just doesn't have to happen to you. So make sure that life is happening for you and that you're harnessing your passion. I love the word passion, but I actually like the original definition of the word passion, which when it was created in Latin in like 1200, the word means to suffer. And the word evolved over time. It went from uh, pati to passio to passion. Now, in our current lexicon, it means desire. But in the true definition of the word, it means you desire something so much that it's worth the pain. It's worth suffering for. So I ask you guys, harness your true passion, something that's worth that hard work, that's worth the pain because it's who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to step in for the greatness of your own life. Get back in the driver's seat, okay? Whether it's, in your being the pilot in your own life or the master of the helm or the driver in the race car. Stop the autopilot. We're capable of so much more. Take the helm, take the wheel, get in that cockpit and take yourself where you need to go. You will see purpose and mission will come roaring back into your life like never before, like never before. And if you do this one thing, you may not have, it may be the most important advice you ever get. And we've all been there and we're all there at some point in every week of our life. So take that time to recommit, to re-examine, to realign yourself and get back on your track to your personal destiny. That is it for me today. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow. I hope this serves you. I'm wishing you life and business on your terms and that you reach your manifestiny.